which part of the IELTS exam you think is difficult for you?
Speaking session.
Speaking.
Yeah.
Okay. And how about reading and writing?
I haven't tried that yet, but listening I have tried, and both times I got around 33, 34. Yeah.
From mock
I
test.
tried at home. Yeah, tried at home.
All right. And how about you, Akash? Why did you subscribe to this lesson?
I speaking not confidence level.
Okay. So I've got one common question for both of you. In order to develop your speaking, what are you doing? How do you develop or practice? What things you think you need to do?
Uh, Me, I'm taking a IELTS coaching. So every day for 20 minutes, there'll be a coach, and she'll be asking me few cards and yeah, please. Baby, she's
No worries.
okay.
How old is your child?
Yeah. Mia. Amma. Okay, sorry. Akash, can you continue? I'll put some video for her. So she'll. Yeah. Akash, please continue. Uh, sorry, sir.
No, that's okay. We all have children and we are also children too, so don't worry about that.
Okay.
So, Akash, in order to develop your speaking, how do you practice every day?
I am saw the some Hollywood movies
Mm.
and Hello Earth have the some partners even talk with me freely.
Okay. And what else? Do you read, Akash?
What's up?
Do you read books or articles, newspapers, or anything else?
Yes, I read the newspaper
Mm-hmm.
and book also I will read.
So, when you find a new word, how do you know the meaning of the new word?
Mm, I study YouTube channel also some English communication skills. Develop myself.
Okay, that's great. So you're on the right track, both of you. You watch movies, YouTube channels, you read newspaper, and obviously you're going to get many new words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my question is, when you get a new word, do you try to know the meaning of the new word and create sentences?
Yes, I will check the translation, Google translation and check my meaning for Tamil, English meaning.
Okay, and after that, do you like to create or make sentences?
No, I not create the one sentence.
Okay, how
I
about
not
you?
practice that.
How about you, Ochu?
Yeah, even I checked the meaning, but I haven't tried making any sentences.
Okay,
Yeah.
from today, please try to make sentences. Otherwise, you're going to forget the meaning.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
It is very
Sure.
important. Remember, when we know a new word, we need to know the content or context, whatever you say, and try to make at least 3 sentences. I'll give you some clues how we can create sentences. Say, choose the subject I. For example, you have learned the new word today, beautiful, like I'm beautiful, positive sentence. Then make a negative sentence, I'm not beautiful. Then make a question sentence or interrogative sentence, am I beautiful? Now you get 3 sentences, right? Now
Okay.
change the subject to second person, which is you. You're beautiful, and make more 3 sentences. Now you get six
Mhm.
sentences. Now change the subject to any kind of third person, like he or she, or Janie, or John, or Rahat, or Ochu, or Akash, anything else. Make another 3 sentences. So you're going to get in present tense 9 sentences.
Okay.
Now your next step would be make the sentences into past tense. So you're going to get another 9 sentences from the past and make it to future tense, another 9 from the future. Now look at the picture. You have got 27 sentences already from one word, and
Okay.
it will
Yes,
help
sir.
you develop your writing and read them loudly. It will help you develop your speaking, which is your conversational skills or communication skill. It is not always possible to memorize all the meaning, but if you use in the sentences, it will help you remember.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so this is a proven technique for both of you because you both are here to develop your speaking quality. So just make it as a regular practice. Keep a notebook as well so that it will help you. Write the notes, what you think you might forget. Because we are humans, we can forget
Yeah.
anything anytime, okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That's
Next.
it's better to take some notes and practice it later.
What?
Remember, 1 hour session is not enough. I can give you all the instructions, but you have to have
I would have.
some time at your own and practice it.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the tip number one. Tip number two, remember, this is important to know as many vocabulary as possible. We call it lexical resource in an IELTS exam or academic term. All right, so lexical, I'm writing is resources. So what it means that we need to know different kinds of vocabulary. It could be synonyms, it could be antonyms, it could be phrasal verbs, it could be collocations, or it could be phrases or any other expression that is accepted in English. All right, and after that, as I said, create sentences. And in IELTS exam, let me give you a brief summary of the speaking part. So in IELTS exam, in speaking part, there are three tasks. Task 1, Task 2, and Task 3. Task 1 is very easy. The examiner will ask your name, where are you from, why do you take the test, and may ask some question like your work or family, your hobbies or interests. So it is around 3 to 4 minutes questions, one-to-one questions. When it's over, you will go to task 2, which is cue card. And I'm sure also you might have seen the sample test. Yeah, sample questions. So cue
Yes.
card like a small card, and there will be topic and some questions. You have to talk about the topic at least 2 minutes or more. And teacher will give you 1 minute to organize your ideas. For example, if the topic is describe a book that you read last year, then the question will be like this: what's the name of the book? Who was the writer? What did you learn from the book? Was that something interesting? And do you like to read any other books, etc.? So you'll just remember in IELTS exam, in speaking part is nothing but creating a story of your own. It doesn't matter the story is true or fake, but you have to develop your speaking. That is the
So, sir, if I haven't read a book recently and I don't remember anything which I have read in the past, so I can make up a name, like everything can I make up, like even the book, the author. Is it
yes,
okay if it's wrong?
definitely. Just don't mention the name of the book, okay? You'll say like this:
Okay.
year I read a book last year, but I can't remember because it was a year ago. Then you make up your own story. Remember that a teacher is not going to justify whether the information is correct or not. Rather, they're going to assess four things in speaking, okay? Number
Okay.
one is your fluency and coherence. And it
Okay.
means that the speed, the way you're talking, your continuity, that
Mm-hmm.
is only assessed, and you get 25% marks. And
Okay.
coherence means you have to talk about the topic only. So if you're talking
Okay.
about the book, do not talk about television or newspaper. You must talk about the book
Okay.
only.
Okay.
And you don't have to be repetitive. Sometimes some people repeat the same word. We call them
Mm-hmm.
feelers or crouch word, like you know what, or like a, actually, yes, yes, no, no. Do not be repetitive.
Okay.
It will affect your
Okay.
marking. And do
Okay.
not stop or be quiet more than 10 seconds. It will affect your fluency.
Oh my gosh,
Yes,
that's tough for me.
that's the fact. Then second point is you'll get another 25% marks using different kinds of vocab, lexical resources, as I've said, synonyms, antonyms, phrases, collocation, dialects, and expressions. Number three is your grammar and using wider ranges of grammar. Though many teachers said, hey, grammar is not needed, that is not true. Especially in English test, you have to demonstrate that you are expert in grammar and you get another 25% marks. These three parts, it is always possible to have 100% marking. And most of my students whom I taught, they got good score, 8.5 out of 9. Many students got it. And the last part is pronunciation. Remember that pronunciation is not the accent. So do not be confused with the accent and pronunciation. In pronunciation wise, there are only two types of English, British English and the American English. There is Canadian English, Australian English, New Zealand English, but they don't have IPA. You know the word IPA? IPA is the
No.
International Phonetic Alphabet, the technique, how a
Okay.
word should be pronounced accordingly, correctly, with the right stress. So remember that you have to follow the pronunciation techniques to get the good marks. In this part, there is another 25% marks. Most of the students get 50% because their pronunciations are correct of 50%. Even though if you get 50%, you will get no less than 8 in speaking. If you get 100% in other three parts, okay? And also, Akash and Ochi and people who are listening to me, always be positive. Do not say that, hey, I don't know, my grammar is bad. Do not bring any kind of negative thoughts. If you ever bring it, it will affect you psychologically. If it will work like a block, okay? And don't do that, please. It will be my suggestion and advice, I should say. Even if you're
Okay.
making mistakes, be positive and speak, okay? It is expected that, our candidates might make mistakes, but don't worry about that. As long as you can learn from the mistakes. If you can learn from a mistake, that means you are a very good analyzer and good speaker. You know your own mistakes and how to correct it. But it happens sometimes, many students say, teacher, we don't know where is the mistake. In that case, you need help from a qualified or teacher, but someone can guide you, okay? And you learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the four features, remember, in IELTS exam. Okay, the part three in IELTS speaking is like advanced conversation. It is mostly related to the topic of part two. In part three, there are two types of question which is very common. We call it PPF, which is present, past, and future, and conditional sentences. Second conditional. Do you know what is conditional sentences, guys? Arochu?
No.
Okay. Your homework will be please study a little bit. I'll give you a little bit inside now. So PPF means they are going to ask a question in such a way you have to use past tense, present tense, and a future tense. I'm going to ask this question to both of you in a moment, so that I
So
can.
this is in the cue card or
No, it is a
and
part three. Part three.
part three. Oh.
So, for example, for both of you, if I ask you the question, how is the technology, internet technology in your country now? Ochu, what would be your answer?
Okay. In the past, the
No,
internet technology
remember,
was not.
hang on a second. Always try to understand the question. If the question is in present tense, answer it in present tense. If the question is past tense, answer in the past
Okay.
tense. Remember, it's very
Okay.
important to understand the question in IELTS exam, in speaking as well as in
Okay.
writing section.
Okay.
Okay, and if the question is the future tense, answer in the future tense. Another thing I have forgotten, when you're answering in part one and part three, do not answer a question more than 20 to 30 seconds. So you have to finish everything with this 20 to 13 seconds.
Oh,
So do not,
20 to 30 seconds.
yeah,
So it will be around two sentences or
maybe three or four, depending on your speed or fluency.
okay.
Please remember, you don't have to go for elaborated answer. A descriptive answer is not needed. Point out main thing, answer it, and give one or two examples. Finished.
Okay.
Okay, the question is, how is the internet technology in your country at the moment?
The internet technology is developing fast. Uh, okay, so, sorry.
No, no, you're answering well. Okay, go on. Answer at least
Okay.
2 to 3 sentences. Remember, don't answer in one
Okay.
sentence. Don't be limited to yes and no. Okay, try to
Okay.
give a little bit more answer, like 2 to 3 sentences.
Okay. The internet technology in our country is developing fast. Nowadays, in every home they have Wi-Fi option, like a very speedy Wi-Fi connection, and also mobile data, which is of high speed.
Yeah.
That's 3G and even 4G connections are available these days.
Very good. Good answer. Okay, Akash, what would be your answer? How is the internet technology in your country at the moment?
Even is internet connection nowadays, your 4G and this times Geo companies developed the 5G also launched for this month, and mobile phones also giving the 5G internet, and many students and college also have Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi, and to connect to the education system. But internet is very well only, sir. Here,
Very good. Good answer. Uh, Always remember, try to understand the question before you answer it. How is the internet technology in your country? You'll start like this. Our technology is amazing. Make it a very good start. Then you explain 2 to 3 lines. Okay, Ochu and Akash. Remember, your first line of
okay,
the response will indicate how well you're going to give the answer.
Okay.
You both have done very well. Okay. How was it 5 years ago? Was it very slow? Ochu.
Uh, yes, 5 years ago, the internet connection was slow compared to the present scenario. And um, um, for example, in my home, I, I'll have to get out into the courtyard to get range. And so, yeah, everywhere the connection was real slow compared to present day.
Okay, great. Uh,
No.
No, no, that's okay. You're doing great. Do not be okay. Do not feel uncomfortable. Okay, Akash, what would be your answer?
5 years ago, not many towers of not here, but no, not 5 years, not many towers also not here. Many mobile phones not many advanced not there, and
And
uh, that's also.
okay, uh, well done, both of you. Remember to mention the cost as well. Yeah, how cheap or costly to us, or how cheap is costly now, or in the future. So when you're describing any topic, bring 2 to 3 main idea, like whether it is expensive, costly, speed, people can afford it. Yeah, nowadays you can get Wi-Fi freely everywhere. So that is another plus point. All right, well done. Now the last question of this same question. Do you think that it is going to be cheaper in the future and people can afford it?
Yes, I think that we should. Sorry, yeah, my baby just fell down. Oh,
No worries.
okay.
Akash, you can answer. Akash, you can go on answer.
So once again, please question.
What do you think? Will it be going to be cheaper in the future, affordable by the people?
The people will develop the knowledge and improve the skills the internet connections, and the for many advantage also here also.
Hmm. But remember to uh, get the message of the question. Do you think that the internet is going to be cheaper in the future and people can afford it? Rather
So
than being knowledgeable, you can first say how the internet is going to be. costly, cheaper, etc. More companies would be coming. They'd be giving you more offers. You can just compare and contrast because there are now many companies in your country, right? And obviously they have got competitions and offer to get customers.
Yes, it's true.
Okay. Hi, Kai. Welcome. So, Akash, you'll give the answer once again. Let me ask Ochu.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what do you
So
think in the future? Is the internet going to be cheaper and people can afford it to have it?
yes, I think in the future, internet connections are going to be cheaper, and there'll be more and more companies giving offers, and there'll be free Wi-Fi options available. And so I think in the future, Wi-Fi connections will be cheaper and will be available, yeah, for everyone. Yeah. Okay.
Great. Thank you very much. How about you, Akash? Now,
Yes, sir. I will think the future onwards many companies are provide the internet, but the offer many offer also have the cost is many offer and give the future time the peoples. But internet is free
Oh
also
yeah.
here hard, but many advanced internet also hard the future times.
okay. Thank you very much. Hello, Kai. Welcome. Marufa. Welcome. Thank you very much for stopping by. That's right. Because in the future, there will be more companies, as I said, there will be more competitions, and the companies will try to get customers like you. So they're going to give you offer or discount or maybe any other reward system. It's a kind of marketing. Great. So this is one type of question that is always common in the section 3, demonstrating present tense, past tense, and future tense. Okay, and for the conditional second, so conditional sentence are those which is like we call hypothetical or imaginary situation. And basically there are 4 types of conditional: zero conditional, first, second, and third. And there is another one mixed, which is a bit advanced. So this conditional sentence is an advanced grammar. I'll suggest you, if you haven't studied, both of you study a little bit well. Okay, it is very important to know how you can use them in your real life situation. And conditional sentence always starts with if. Remember, that is the requirement. Like, if
Okay.
I become the prime minister of my country, I will focus on the development of country's economy, education. So the question is like this: like, if you were the prime minister of your country, what would you do to develop your country? It is like a hypothetical situation. And remember, this is another important, you know, point of IELTS exam is the when there is a question, there is a question pattern. Use the pattern when you're answering. It is very important for you. Okay? So if the question starts like this, if you are the prime minister, then you'll start like this. If I were the prime minister, I would focus crime, education, job development, industrial revolution, okay, traffic jam, education, housing, etc.
Okay.
Okay, so these are some ways. Okay, so these are the basic things you must be aware how the IELTS speaking part take place. Now, hello people, welcome. I'm going to give you some information that will help you develop your speaking. Remember that at part 1, as I've said, they're going to ask you about your work, family, home life, and personal interest. There are 2 confusing questions in part 1. Okay, one of them is uh, what do you do and what are you doing now? Our learners are very often confused. What do you do? I'm writing it. And what are you doing now? So what is the answer? What do you do? Ochu?
Um, I'm a homemaker, and it is okay. Yeah,
Use
and I
at least
have
2 to 3 sentences. Remember, always when you're answering, do not be limited to one sentence. 2 to 3 sentences.
okay.
Or
Okay.
maybe, oh, I forgot, maybe a complex or compound sentence. You need to study that part as well. It will help you developing your writing skill as well as speaking. If you use compound or complex sentence, that is really amazing in your speaking. I'll give you an example in
Okay.
a moment.
Okay.
Okay, Akash, what do you do?
I am completed the BBA. I am a student.
Okay, and what are you doing now? What you?
Okay.
I am
I'm doing IELTS test speaking part
Okay,
one.
Akash,
Okay.
I am doing the IELTS exam speak spots in the mobile phone watching the IELTS class.
great. Remember, if you have to use one sentence, use it a complex or compound sentence.
Okay.
Instead of saying I'm a homemaker, you can say I have been homemaker for the last 5 years, but planning to go to Canada. Make it
Okay.
make it a compound sentence. You see, we use but to join two different ideas. So the concept of compound sentence is that when connect two or more ideas in one sentence by adding conjunction but and bringing another subject and another verb. Data has sent me a request. Unfortunately, you need to subscribe to join. Hello doesn't allow non-subscribers to hop on in a live class, unfortunately. Hello in the Zahra, welcome. Okay, let me give you an example how you can create compound sentences. So let me ask you a plain question. Ochu, do you like tea?
Yes, I like to have tea. I usually have tea in the evening around 4 o'clock.
Okay.
And
How about you, Akash? Do you like tea or coffee?
Sir, I do not like tea, but I do not drink the childhood's day also. I do not drink drinks for the tea. I only drink the milk only.
You drink only? Sorry, Akash,
Milk.
remember, to both of you, remember to speak loudly and clearly so that I can hear you and your examiner can hear you. Remember, that is
okay,
another important matter. Speak loudly and clearly.
okay, sure.
So I didn't really get, Akash, what's your answer? Do you like tea or coffee?
So I do not drink the tea and coffee. I do not like for like tea and childhood's day also. I do not drink any both of things. But I will like milk only. I will morning and night drink only milk.
Okay, so I don't like tea or coffee. Now, here is one thing you have just mentioned, childhood. Remember, we have to understand tense in grammar. Childhood is a past event that happened long time ago. I don't know how old you are. That's fine. You don't have to tell me your age. But remember, if you're saying something from your childhood, we must use past tense because that childhood part is gone. Hi, Shruti. Thank you very much for the subscription. Let me try to bring her. So when you are using childhood, Akash, remember to use past tense. When I was a child, I used to drink milk. I never liked tea or coffee. Okay, clear this
Yes,
pattern,
yeah.
Akash?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, now let me make it a compound sentence. So I can say, Ochu likes tea. Akash doesn't like tea or coffee, but Rahat likes coffee. Now we can see in one sentence there are three subject, three verbs. Ochu, Akash, and me, right? So the
Mm-hmm.
concept of compound sentence is bringing two or more ideas in one sentence, but with the conjunctions. We call it
Okay.
correlative conjunction, like but, also, so, though, although, etc.
Okay. So, sir, in part one, we can actually say about our past, present, and also future.
Remember, it depends on the question. I said to you, understanding question is very important in IELTS exam, speaking task, especially, and also in the writing task as well. If you understand the question well, definitely you can answer it well.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
So, if they ask us like, "Do you like tea?" Uh,
no, I'm just
we
giving example how to create
yeah.
compound sentences.
Okay.
Okay, so don't worry about that. Just that's for a question to give you example. They won't
Okay.
ask easy question like this, do you like tea or coffee?
Okay.
But
Okay. But if they ask me, are you working? Hmm? So I used to work before. So can I mention that? Like
yes,
currently I'm.
yeah. So you'll go like this. If the question is, are you working at the moment? If you don't work, so say that no, sorry, I don't work at the moment, but I used to work as a, mention it,
Oh,
your position.
okay.
And
Yeah.
if you want to add in the future plan, you can say, I would like to work as a, in the future.
Okay.
Remember, use at least 2 to 3 sentences for every question, because you have got 20 to 30 minutes, 30 seconds time, not minutes, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, is it clear, Ochu?
Yes. Yes. Thank you,
Akash,
sir.
any other question? I
No, sir.
invited
No, sir.
Shruti, but I don't know, she must be busy. She's from India too. That's great. Okay, hello, Afak, welcome. Okay, now I'm going back to the question from Akash. Tell me a childhood story, Ochu.
Okay. Uh, mm, I'm not getting any sir. Childhood
You
story.
cannot be quiet. You have to answer. Remember, if the examiner asks you a question, you have to answer. If you don't answer it, you're going to get zero. I don't want you to get zero. You have to tell at least anything. Make it up.
Uh,
Fake it,
okay.
we call it sometimes.
Okay. Yeah. This is a story I read in my childhood. It was about Rapunzel. She was a princess and she was locked inside a tower. And only if her loved one comes and gives her a kiss, she will be able to wake up and be rescued from there. So, but her mother-in-law, her stepmother was not letting anyone come near to the tower. So she was trapped there for many years. And once uh, a man came and he kissed her, and she was able to come out of the tower and live happily ever after.
Right. You see, why I have asked you, I'm going to explain in a moment. Akash, are you still there? Oh, looks like we lost him. Okay, let me try to bring him. Remember, Ochu, a childhood
Yeah.
story doesn't mean that you're going to tell a story that you heard from
Okay.
someone else. You can tell your own story as well. Like you can say, when I was 5 years old, my grandmother always used to tell me a story before I go to bed.
Yeah. I was actually thinking that, like, is it, are you asking me something from my past, or is it a story I read? That was the blank time I took, no? The tough.
It's a tricky question, right, Ochu?
Yeah,
Remember,
yeah,
in
yeah.
IELTS exam, sometimes the teachers are so tricky that it confuses. What am I going to answer? Remember, tell me a childhood story. It could be a story of your own childhood, or it could be a story that your grandfather, grandmother, your mother told you. And the reason for, you know, asking this question is to demonstrate your understanding of past tense. Shruti, I have invited you. Hello, welcome. If you have time, please hop. Okay, but you have used past tense correctly. That is the amazing part. Like when I was a child, like I heard this story, a princess was, captured in a castle, and a prince conquered her and got married, for example. Because Akash mentioned childhood, in my childhood, I don't drink milk. That is really not grammatically correct because our childhood is gone, okay? Ochu and Akash.
Yeah.
Remember, if something happened in the past, we must always use past tense. We cannot use present tense. It really
Okay.
blocks the message.
Okay.
Here is the importance of grammar,
Okay.
okay?
So for the question, I should actually say about my childhood story, right? Like something from my childhood.
Yes, it could be two possible answers. Like you can say, when I was a child, my grandmother always told me a story. Then you describe the story briefly. The story you have just
Okay.
said to me now, okay? Or you can say, when I was a child, my grandmother always read, lullaby, those poems before you go to sleep. and like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, for example. They have got
Mm-hmm.
many stories, okay, many other local stories as well.
Okay.
So you can mention either of them,
Okay.
okay? Remember,
Yes.
once again, understanding question in IELTS exam is very important. Hello, I'm Rapid. Thank you very much. Thanks for the donation. Okay, any other question, Ochu? I think Akash might be busy. I invited him twice, but I was not able to
Mm,
get him.
okay. Um, so, do you have any tips on how to prepare? So today, my teacher asked me a question: what activity you do to keep yourself fit? So, during that 1 minute preparation time, I'm actually going blank. Like it's like I'm counting down the time, like 60. I'm not able to think anything. So, is there any way I could? Is there any tips on?
Sure. So remember, now you have to understand the question. As I said, what activities do you do to keep yourself fit? It is
Yeah,
asking what physical exercise do you do. So
yeah.
you'll always start like this. In order to keep myself fit, I do lot of activities. You answer from the questions pattern, okay? Number one,
Okay.
like if you do yoga, I do yoga on a
Mm-hmm.
regular basis. Then you
Mm-hmm.
explain one or two yoga. Then you can say sometimes I run outside to keep me fit. I walk,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Or I
Mm-hmm.
take the normal free hand exercises at home,
Okay.
okay? And
Yeah.
you do it on a regular basis. Answer is finished. 20 to 30 seconds. Remember, you won't get more than 20 to 30 seconds answer.
Okay. For the part one and part three. Yeah.
Part three, yeah. For the part two, okay, let me go through quickly. Uh, so remember, pronunciation is the one of the important and fourth factors to get good score. Do not memorize answers. Sometimes some student memorize answer from somewhere, some platform, okay, YouTube
Mm-hmm.
channel or the website. Do not do it. An examiner will easily get you that you have copied it from somewhere. Remember, in
Mm-hmm.
IELTS exam, it is the creativity, how well you create sentences and present to the examiner. Speak loudly, clearly. Okay, as I said, do not mumble. That means sometimes some students talk very slowly. They speak like I'm sorry, I'm just
Mm-hmm.
giving example. We call it
Yeah.
mumbling. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
unless an examiner can hear you, the examiner will not be able to assess you. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so you need to be heard by the examiner, whatever your answer is. And also, please remember that all of your conversation is recorded in an audio device as a proof that you have taken part in it. Because sometimes some students make appeal that, hey, I'm not happy with my score, so I want it to be checked by the third examiner. In that case, they'll send you recording to another examiner. Okay,
Okay.
if you're taking the Cambridge or British Council IELTS, they'll send to their panel, or if you're taking the IDP Australian exam, they'll send it to them. It depends which one you're taking.
Okay.
Okay, do not use big and unfamiliar words. Very often, some of our students sometimes try to use them. Remember, if you don't know how to use them, you'll be ended up using it wrongly, and it will affect your score. And you
Yeah.
can,
Pronunciation. Yeah.
that's right. Do not speak faster and slow. Sometimes some students have trained to speak very fast. Do not do that. What happens if you speak faster? You miss grammar, you mispronounce words, your words are jumbled. It affects your
Okay.
score.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and use a range of grammatical structure. That is very important. And you can use a pattern, like you can say, most of the cases students use I would like to. Okay, like I would like to visit many countries around the world to know their history and culture and food. Like if the question is, do you have plans to visit other countries? And he says, yes, certainly. I would like to visit as many countries as possible to know about their culture, food, and history. Your answer is finished. Okay, so here I would like to is a pattern. You can use this pattern anywhere. Like I would like to know about you. I'd like to know about the history. I'd like to know how to cook food. By the Ochu, do you know how to cook food?
Yeah, I like to. I know how to cook food. I cook Indian cuisine.
Okay, your child is talking. How old is she?
Uh, no, like now my sister just arrived, so her two more kids are here, so totally three. My baby is 2 years old.
Okay, how many children have you got?
Just one, but now my sister is here, so there's three
Oh,
kids.
all
Yeah.
right. Okay, and don't worry about the accent. As I said, it is not ever assessed accent in any types of exam like IELTS, Canadian English Test, CELTA, Delta, Pearson Test of Australia, Cambridge English Test as well. They only assess your pronunciation. Remember, pronunciation is the hardest part, and there is sometimes sky and ground difference between the British English and the American English. And the foremost difference is the letter R and letter T. Okay, so we
So,
pronounce.
so,
Yeah, go
so
on.
I think I should go. My baby is creating a mess here.
No problem. Thank you very much for
Thank
joining
you.
me.
It was a really good class. I enjoyed it more than the coaching I am taking right now.
Now, I'm trying to
Everything
elaborate each and
was
everything. So don't worry. If you have got any questions, always you can write in the subscriber chat. You know that
okay.
when I'm free, I can answer you. So, but
Okay.
remember, because it's a two trial lessons, today's your
Mm-hmm.
first lesson. Next lesson will be Wednesday because this class is run on every Wednesday and Thursday morning, 6:30 UK
Okay.
time.
Okay. 6:30. Your
Yes,
time.
yeah,
Yeah.
UK time, and that is I think 11 o'clock in Indian time.
Yeah.
So don't
Okay.
worry. If you have got anything, any question, just always message me there, either on
Okay.
the group or privately. I can just reply back when I'm free.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Alice.
No problem. And best of luck. Be positive.
Yeah.
Practice more. I'm sure you can get good
Thank.
score.
Thank you. Thank you a lot.
No problem. Okay, I think I've lost Akash and Shruti, and Ochi has got because she's busy. Don't worry about your accent, guys. And then I said, pause to think. Sometimes you can pause, but do not pause required more than 3 to 5 seconds. Avoid using feelers, or sometimes we call them crutch words, like you know what, actually, etc. Well, yes. Do not use them repetitively. Okay. All right. So next one is extend your answers. Do not be limited to yes or no. Okay, extend with 2 to 3 sentences. Then next point is smiling helps you good pronunciation. Smile and be positive minded. Do not speak in a monotone. What is monotone, guys? Because we are humans, our voices always go up and down. Only a robot can talk monotone. Monotone means the tone which doesn't change. And try to use your expressions, your emotions while you're talking so that it becomes more natural. Speak naturally, articulately. Okay. So, tip number 10, practice. Practice is the key factor. So practice with different topics, guys. That is the tip number 10. Tip 11. What are the common topics, guys? So it's tourism and travel, education, transport, environment, family life, sport and recreation, crime and punishment, the internet, advertising and retail, marketing. Okay, I said to you already, clarity, accuracy, self-correction. If you ever make mistakes in your speaking, correct it if possible. If not, just move on. Do not speak too fast or too slow. Be confident when you're speaking. Do not be repetitive. Use different kinds of vocabulary. Hello, Bikram. Thank you very much for your donation. That's so sweet. Thank you very much, guys, for coming here. And make it personal when you're giving an example. Give a personal example. Stick to the point. That's very important. Like if you're describing a topic about football, only talk about football. Do not talk about cricket or any other sports. Talk as much as possible, especially in IELTS cue card. This is very much applicable. And even if you're shy, if you do not speak, you cannot be marked. So you'll be given a lower band score. So you must talk as much as possible. Speak naturally, follow the pronunciation techniques, use correct intonation, speak articulately. So guys, once again, this class is going to be finished soon. We've got 7 minutes and 35 seconds. If you are interested to join, click on this link and possibly you might be eligible to get 2 free lessons. Please bear in mind that by practicing more and focusing on your weaknesses, you can always develop and overcome your weak sides. And IELTS exam is not only the exam about knowing English, it is the exam of knowing rubrics. And you can get the rubrics only from a qualified teacher who has got enough knowledge how you can answer them correctly and quickly. Use correct context, collocation, and connotation, 3 C's. Use compound and complex sentences using the fanboys Anthony acronym, which means for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. These are the coordinating conjunction that we use in our compound sentences or complex sentences. And pronunciation is important in IELTS exam because you are going to get 25% marks. So these are some of the examples, guys. I hope that you had a lesson. Hello, Amit. Thank you very much. Okay, let me bring him. If you have got time, Amit, please join. Also, try to know. Hello. Are you there, Amit? Hello. I think you have muted. That's okay, no worries. If you're busy, don't worry. Okay, also try to know family words. So what are family words, guys? I've given an example. You see, you know the word beautiful, which is adjective. From beautiful, you can get these words beautifully, adverb. Beauty, noun. Beautician, another noun. Beautification, another noun. Beautifying, gerund. Beautifyingly, adverb. And obviously beautiful, adjective. So when you know these different kinds of words, my suggestion would be, write sentences with these words. Because sometimes it is not possible to memorize all the grammar structures and meaning of vocabs. So it's really a very good idea to make sentences and use them in your writing as well as in your speaking. When you write, it helps you develop in your writing skills. When you speak, it helps your fluency, your conversation skills, and your communication skills too. Remember, guys, the more you practice, the more you'll be confident and more you'll be expert. At the end of the day, it is our target and your target to develop our English language to the next level by practicing more with the right guidelines is the only way you can develop. Remember that without practice, no one has ever become successful in this world. You check with any cricketer, footballer, or any kind of sportsman, musician, singer, or anyone who is successful, they have to practice a lot. So make a good habit of practicing every day and follow your own desired plans. Make a plan how you're going to develop yourself. Now the amazing and challenging part is that sometimes some students do not know whether their writing is correct or speaking is correct or not. In that case, I will suggest that get it checked by a qualified and competent teacher who can help you, who can explain you how you can develop your writing and speaking. All right. So, and thank you very much for joining and watching it silently. I know that you would love to participate and make comments. Because of the policy, you are not able to do that. I'm sorry for that, but this is how it works. But if you're interested to join, I pinned the link. Join me from this link. You have to click on it. These classes run on every Wednesday and Thursday morning, 6:30 a.m. UK time. All of my classes are recorded on the Hello account, YouTube channel, and Facebook. You can watch it from the unlimited time. There is no restriction. My Facebook account and YouTube channel accounts are on my profile. If you visit my profile, you'll get the information from there. And by the way, dear viewers, as you might be aware, from the 22nd of August, we are having a competition among the teachers, Team Blue and Team Red. This time I'm a Team Blue teacher, and we have got two panels of teachers, and our CEO June is in our group, teacher Haley is in our group, teacher April, teacher Jared, teacher Sabrina, and many other teachers are in Team Blue. Support all of our teachers. Use this code Team Blue to get 10% discount. Okay. Remember that you can use this codes as many times as possible to get 10% discount. Okay. And thank you very much once again for joining me. I hope to see you soon. Remember to follow and support me, so whenever I go for live broadcast, you'll be able to listen to my broadcast. And also, as I said, the competition will be on 10 days from the 22nd August to 1st of September. There would be lots of activities, and please be there to support us, all of our teachers. It doesn't matter whether it's a team red or team blue, because it's like a friendly competition. We had similar kinds of competition at the beginning of this year, and luckily I was one of the winners, best live streams winners, and hopefully let's see how it goes this time. All right, thank you very much. I like to see you later. And remember, if you like to join, click on the link as I've provided. Okay, guys. Thank you very much.